Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country Homestead. God is good all the time. And today I want to show you how you can make your own liquid hand soap for much cheaper and much healthier than you can buy at your store. And when I say much cheaper, I mean much cheaper. So I'm going to be starting with my own homemade soap, and this is just a big bar soap, just plain unscented fat water lye soap. That's all that's in there is those three ingredients. So, and I already have some cut up here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this. This one I did go a little heavy on the lye with this one, so it's very kind of chalky. But since I use this one only for making laundry soap and hand soap, I'm not too concerned about it because you're going to be watering it down quite a bit. Now, I'm not going to cut all this up right now. I'm just kind of showing you what I do, and it cuts up really easy. I prefer to cut the soap rather than to grate it, no matter what kind of soap it is. To me, grating just takes more time, and you can get just as good a results with the chopping. I don't know, it just seems to me faster to do it this way. I'm going to start with 2 ounces because I'm only going to be making 3 quarts instead of a whole gallon. When you're making a whole gallon, you'll want, between 2 to 4 ounces of soap. I've already got 3 quarts of water in here, so I'm going to sprinkle this soap in there. And depending on the quality, the type of soap it is going to depend on just how thick it is. This is what's left over from the last batch I made. This one I actually made using a bar of Dr. Bronner's soap, because I'm always trying different things, and I do really, really love Dr. Bronner's soap. So if you're not into making your own soaps yet, go with Dr. Bronner's. I can't recommend that one enough. Now this I made using this very soap right here, my homemade soap. This is my new laundry soap now. So you can find my laundry soap video, my last one, right up here. But I'm always changing things as I go along. And after I watched Doug and Stacy, their laundry video they put out, and they went kind of a start to finish where it showed her making her own laundry soap. And she makes hers in a powdered form. And I'd been meaning to try that for a long time. Well, now with my new off-grid laundry system, I'm finding the powder works much better. And all I did here was I used about half of my chopped up soap and half of the washing soda. I put it in my blender and processed it until it was pretty much powder. And this one works really good in my off-grid laundry system. So I'll be doing it this way from now on. And eventually I'll do a video about this too. But I recommend going to see Stacy's video right up here on their, in the whole kit and caboodle. Shows the soap and how they wash their clothes and all of it. And it's a fun video anyway, so I recommend it. And this is, I have 3 of these laundry hand soap containers. Now this one has some Dr. Bronner's liquid soap in it because I was really low on my hand soap, so that's why I got to get to making more. And initially, Patrick had drilled the hole for this from an old hand soap container and drilled a hole in a regular canning lid, but I had problems with it getting rusty on me. So I went ahead and went with this plastic one for each one. I don't like the looks of it and the fact that it's plastic as much, but it is easier to clean and keep clean. Eventually I'd like to get some stainless steel ones, so I might do that at some point. And then this is just a little canning jar. I like to use these ones for candles too. So that's what my hand soap goes in. And anyway, so now that I've got the chopped up soap in the water, I'm going to go stick this on the wood stove and let it get nice and warm and just cook it and stir it slowly until all the soap has dissolved in the water. So I'm going to get to that right now. Now while my soap is in there dissolving, I'm going to chop up some more soap, and I wanted to explain a few more things you can do. Now if you're not if you're not into making your own soap yet, this is actually going to be the cheapest, you know, the most frugal way you can make your hand soap. However, even if you buy Dr. Bronner soap or some other real natural, you know, bar soap, you know, let's say that bar of soap costs you $5 or $6. Well, you can make up to 2 gallons of soap, hand soap, with that 1 bar of soap. And now, look at the cost of what it is for a gallon of hand soap that's typically full of all kinds of stuff that you really shouldn't be exposing yourself to. And you'll see quite quickly, even if you get your hand soap at Costco like I used to do, you're going to find that you're going to see much more savings by using your, you know, even an expensive bar of soap, of natural soap. But whatever your favorite soap is, you can go that route. Just chop it up like I'm doing here. I'm just chopping this up to finish filling up my jar here for the next time I need to make laundry soap or hand soap. Then I've already got it chopped up. This is what I like to do. I top the jar off, and then when I finally run out of this chunk, I'll just make another brick of just this plain soap. And I like to keep it plain because that way I can just, you know, I can do anything with it. I can add whatever scents to my, you know, I can add the essential oils to my laundry soap if I want, or my hand soap. Anyway, so there's that. I'm going to go check on my soap there in the other room, and I will be right back. All right, so my soap is all dissolved in here. I stirred it with this whisk here while it was heating through. And it does take a while when you have it chopped up. It takes longer than when it's grated for it to all dissolve, but, you know, I'm always doing other things while that stuff's going on, so I'm not worried about it. Now, at this point, if you choose to add essential oils, this is a good time to do it. And I'm going to use lime. I really like the Now Foods lime essential oil. And it is 100% pure. It's a really good oil. It has a wonderful scent to it. And I'm going to put some of that in there. Normally I don't add essential oils to my hand soap and my laundry soap, but I just really felt like doing it this time. Sometimes I just really enjoy having a nice scent to my soap. So, and what you'll want to do is you're gonna want this to cool. It's gonna thicken as it cools, and you're gonna want to keep coming back and stirring it every so often while it's cooling off. And you'll find that, I mean, aside from the fact that I'm going to be storing this in jars, 1 jar for, you know, 1 for the kitchen and 1 for each of the bathrooms. I don't want to break my jars anyway, but this will also tell you as it thickens whether or not you may want to go ahead and, maybe it's too thick and you want to add more water to it. Because if you get it in your jars and you find out, wow, I made that too thick, then you're going to have to dump it out or, you know, whatever, and remix it, because I've had a couple of times where it ended up turning very gelatinous and you could hardly get it out of the jar. And this is the process that takes the longest time, but it's not hard. You just let it sit there and cool, and you keep checking it. And anyway, so I'll be back when this is all ready. I don't know when that's going to be. My house is pretty cold, so it might thicken up pretty quick, but sometimes it can take a couple days for you to find out just how thick it's really going to be. All right, so I went and found myself a couple of more regular mouth jars, which I prefer for storing things like this that I got to use to refill my other jars, because it's much easier to do that from the smaller mouth than from the wide mouth. And my soap is pretty well set up. This is a good thickness. You want it somewhat runny, obviously, so it will come out. And this is actually a good thickness right here. And now it's ready to go and refill my jars as needed. So there's a very frugal way you can make your own natural hand soap. And hope you like this video. Thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.